We start in 1996, with treasure hunter Brock Lovett, who's basically a modern-day pirate, looking for the legendary, heart of the ocean, diamond at the bottom of the Atlantic. He's got submarines, fancy technology, and zero luck, until they pull up a safe from the Titanic wreckage. Everyone's hyped, expecting a massive diamond, and what do they find? A sketch, a drawing of a woman wearing only the diamond. And just like that, an elderly woman sees the news report and calls them up, like, "Hey, that's me." Now, imagine Brock's face. He's been searching for this diamond for years, and an old lady just casually says, "Oh yeah, I was there." So they bring Rose Dawson Calvert onto the ship, and the moment she starts speaking, we time travel back to 1912. And there she is, young Rose DeWitt Bukater, stepping onto the Titanic in full upper-class fashion, looking like she's got it all. But behind that elegant dress and fancy fiancé, she's miserable. Enter Cal Hockley, her rich, possessive fiancé, who treats her more like a trophy than a person. And her mother, even worse. She's all about status, making sure Rose doesn't mess up their family's wealth by daring to think for herself. Meanwhile, on the complete opposite end of the social spectrum, we've got Jack Dawson. He's an artist, a drifter, and a guy who literally wins his Titanic ticket in a poker game at the last minute. One second, he's gambling in a bar. The next, he's boarding the most luxurious ship in the world with nothing but a sketchbook and a dream. And honestly, peak Leonardo DiCaprio charm, he's out here living his best life, standing at the bow of the ship, arms wide open, screaming, "I'm the king of the world." And then, fate steps in. One night, Rose, overwhelmed by her life, decides to jump off the ship's stern. And just as she's about to do it, boom, Jack shows up. Now, does he panic? Does he call for help? Nope. Instead, he talks to her. "Don't do it, stay back, you jump, I jump, remember." And just like that, Rose hesitates. Jack convinces her to step back, to live, and suddenly, she sees something in him she's never seen before, and that is freedom. From that moment, everything changes. The next night, Jack gets invited to first-class dinner as a thank you for saving Rose, and this scene is absolute gold. Jack, sitting in a sea of rich people, completely out of place, but still smooth as hell. He gives a speech about making each day count, which is basically life advice for all of us. But you know who's not having fun? Cal. Oh, Cal hates it. He sees Jack as a threat, and let's be real, he's right. So what does Rose do? She ditches the pearls and joins Jack below deck for a real party. And folks, this is where the magic happens. Third class is lit. There's music, dancing, drinking, and Jack spinning Rose around like they're in a rom-com montage. This isn't just fun. This is Rose's awakening. For the first time in her life, she's alive. And from here, Jack and Rose are unstoppable. And then we get the moment. "Draw me like one of your French girls." The phrase that launched 1,000 memes. Rose, completely owning her power, strips down and asks Jack to draw her, wearing only the heart of the ocean. And Jack, flustered, but professional, you can feel the tension. It's intimate, it's emotional, and it's about so much more than just a drawing. This is Rose choosing Jack. And after that, they run. Cal's men are chasing them, but they end up in the ship's cargo hold, and what do they find? An old car. And, well, let's just say things get steamy. That handprint on the foggy window. Cemented in movie history. Rose leans in and whispers, "Put your hands on me, Jack." And my guy does exactly that. But their happiness, short-lived. Because just when they think they're free, boom, the iceberg hits. Now, let's talk about this iceberg. The Titanic was the most advanced ship ever built, and it sank because of human arrogance. The crew ignored iceberg warnings, they wanted to break speed records, and when they finally saw it, too late. Water floods the lower decks, panic sets in, and suddenly, the unsinkable ship is going down. Meanwhile, Jack gets framed for stealing the heart of the ocean, thrown into handcuffs, while the actual thief, Cal, is out here plotting his escape. Rose, proving she's the definition of a ride or die, fights through the chaos, finds Jack, and literally breaks his chains with an axe. The ship is tilting, lifeboats are leaving, people are freaking out, and Jack and Rose are running for their lives. Then we reach the moment. The Titanic splits in half, People are falling, and Jack and Rose cling to the railing as the ship completely disappears under the ocean. And now we arrive at the door scene. Jack and Rose find floating debris, but only Rose climbs on. Jack stays in the freezing water, holding onto her hand, and delivers the final words. "You're gonna go on, and you're gonna make lots of babies, and you're gonna die an old lady, warm in her bed, not here. Not this night," Rose promises, but when she wakes up, Jack is gone. And this, my friends, is where the door debate starts. Could he have fit? Yes. Would the door have sunk? Probably. But let's be real, this moment isn't about physics. It's about sacrifice. And then, in the final scene, we see her, young again, walking up the Titanic's grand staircase. Jack is waiting. He takes her hand, and the entire ship applauds. And that, my friends, is Titanic. A love story, a tragedy, a masterpiece.